Good evening everyone and welcome along to FRL. We are here for F1 2021 action. It is F1, it is Season 13, Round 2 of the Championship as we take in the Chinese Grand Prix from the Shanghai International Circuit. My name is James Head, going to be taking you to the stream as always on a Tuesday night, and joining me in the commentary box it is Mr. URL Nick. Nick, how are you doing?
Yeah, good mate, couldn't complain. Another night of good racing hopefully, so it's going to be an exciting evening I hope.
I really hope it's going to be as well. We have to apologise first and foremost because we're normally about 5 minutes early. Nick, however, has been running a little bit late, which is why the lobby's been set up late, which is why the stream has been set up late because I've been trying to invite all of you guys in. So that is why we're a little bit late. But, of course, we have to focus on what happened last week in Bahrain, and I need to get up the championship standings because what was an interesting night last week I should say, in Bahrain. Of course, Nathan took the pole position. It was a 1:24.299, absolute hot lap that was from Nathan, and Black Box of course won. He also picked up the fastest lap of the race, and he is the one that leads the championship coming into tonight on 26 points in the Mercedes. Jensen in second on 18 points, with Yona in third on 15, Zero in fourth on 12, Baraka in fifth on 10, Surface in sixth on 8, Nathan in seventh on 6, Messina in eighth on 4, with Burrell in ninth on 2, and now all picking up a point in 10th on just the 1 point. T-Hawk Bossman Rocco also finished. They finished, however, outside of the points. We had 7 retirees last week in Bahrain. Hopefully, around a track like China, we're going to get more finishes and better action.
Yeah, exactly. Got a pretty long straight going down into the hairpin, so that's an exciting place to overtake. But let's see if any drivers can pull off any overtakes in our long sweeping turns 1 and 2, to be honest, as well. So could we get an interesting race in terms of overtakes?
Yeah, it'll be fantastic. I raced actually around here last night in LOE F2, and I might have pulled off 4 moves round turns 1 and 2. So it is possible, even from the faintest of hearts in me being a driver actually out on track, rather than a commentator last night in LOE. Of course, that race wasn't covered, so don't watch my bottle job and don't watch my 2 DNFs, please. Thank you very much. But Black Box did win last time. Jensen in second. In terms of the constructors as well, Alfa Romeo lead the constructors on 30 points. Mercedes in second on 26. Red Bull third on 16. AlphaTauri in fourth on 10, with Alpine in fifth on 8. McLaren in sixth on 6. Haas in seventh on 4. And Aston Martin in eighth on 2 points. Ferrari and Williams yet to pick up any constructors' points. And of course, we transition from Bahrain into China at the Shanghai International Circuit. 5.4 kilometers in length, 3.3 miles, 2 DRS zones, 1 down the start finish straight, 1 down the long 1 kilometer straight down and towards turn 14 and 15, and plenty of opportunities for overtaking. If we don't see any overtakes here tonight, then it's a pretty boring race.
Yes, and good news for us, we're getting ready to go now, so not long till we get to qualifying. But yeah, rightly said, mate, if you don't see any overtaking, I think there's something wrong.
I think there'll definitely be, a DRS train, certainly out on track in the early stages of the race, especially if it's dry. We'll see some DRS trains. The harder in that DRS train, of course, the further back you are, the more unlikely it is you are going to actually overtake somebody. But of course, we go into China, short qualifying about to begin, 18 minutes worth of qualifying, followed by, of course, a 50% race, being 28 laps around here in China. And what we have to speak about is the tyre degradation. Tyre degradation on this game around China, so high. I was driving an F2 last night in LOE, as I say, and I was on an old set of softs, and they went to 20% within 2 laps. So, if that's anything to go by, the tyre wear is going to be quite hard.
Yeah, exactly. The soft tyres do tend to shred quite quickly around this track, but the medium and the hard tyres tend to be pretty good in terms of tyre wear. I had a race here the other day and I was able to pull off an easy 1-stop. So expect those drivers to try and get a good position on mediums, but we know that these guys will be pushing for high qualifying positions, so let's see which drivers actually opt for those soft tyres.
I wonder if we're going to see a Nathan masterclass like we did last week. Of course, Nathan no longer in FRL going forward this season, which is an absolute shame. I think he's a great driver. He has, however, left that McLaren spot open to OTL Alien. And Alien actually appeared last week. Drove very well, I've got to say, in Bahrain until he crashed out. He's alongside Rocco, obviously, who was a steady hand in the McLaren. And I think with Rocco having Alien alongside him, a change in teammates, but I don't think I don't see a change in fortunes.
No, exactly, and I know Alien pretty well, and he's a very, very quick driver, especially around this track. But so yeah, I don't think McLaren will be missing out on much. But yeah, I think they could work well together as well if they do decide to have a party chat, for example, and work together. I'm not sure, but.
Yeah, we've got a couple of new drivers in as well. The AlphaTauri seem that they've been taken up. We've got both of them free. Baraka's not attending tonight. But we've got two IFR guys, and I know these quite well because they're going to be racing in EML tomorrow. Tom Robbo, of course, who's a reserve for LOE Formula 1 on a Saturday night, which I commentate on. And then IFR Noah as well, who's actually the reserve driver for IFR tomorrow night in EML. Both very quick drivers, both in AlphaTauri, both as reserve, but they should show a very good showing here if they want a full-time seat.
Yeah, exactly. IFR, I think we have around 5 IFR drivers here, so all from the same team and all some of the top drivers on this game. So it'll be exciting to see, especially as those two are reserved. So they technically do not have anything to lose, but I don't expect them to take any more risk than usual.
Yeah, definitely not. They're two very steady pair of hands, I think, in the AlphaTauri. And watch out, because I think they're going to be towards the top end of qualifying. I've got action out on track. Macho is the first man out on track. TTG Macho now from last week, which I'm very glad to say, not being biased at all towards our Dutch friend, but Macho, of course, an F3 champion last season in FRL, moving up towards F1 here tonight. What can he do? Out on track, you can see him weaving, trying to get the heat into the tyres, and he has got relatively, actually, a very clean track ahead of him, both in front and behind. So let's see what Macho will do as we pick up on board with him in towards turn 16. Let's hope he doesn't get this next lap invalidated through here. Perfect, from the curb and now runs towards turn number 1, opens up that DRS. You can reach 200 mile an hour on the run down in towards turn 1. Car just exiting the pit lane there is a Ferrari. I think that's Zero who's just came out the pit lane, if I'm not mistaken. But Macho coming through turn 1, through turn 2, and then through turn 3. They call that the snail section because, well, it is in the shape of a snail. Macho now comes through turn number 4, and then through the kink at 5, and that Ferrari ahead might just give him a little bit of a tow. But Macho looking good on this lap, 23.8 through the first sector. It's not a bad first sector at all, as the Dutchman now comes, catches the bump on the inside curb. I caught that bump quite a few times last night and I spun maybe once or twice there, but Macho now coming through the fearsome turn 7, then through turn 8, and then through in towards the double left-hander of turns 9 and 10. And Macho will be hoping for a good lap. Yellow flags in sector 3, don't worry about that at all at this stage. Macho perfect on the curb there, don't want to run wide, don't want to pick up a 3-second time penalty as I did last night. 51.1 through the middle sector from Macho, just getting caught on the curb a little bit, coming through 11, through 12, and then through this hairpin of turn 13, 180-degree hairpin through turn 13, and now done this nearly 1 kilometre straight, opening up the DRS. You can reach in excess of 200 mile an hour, and of course your tyres could blow off like Al Gashwari did back in the day here in China, or Buemi, one of the two Toro Rossos back then. But Macho now coming through 14, through 15, and then in towards the final corner of turn 16. This has looked a very competitive lap, I've got to say. If it's not a sub 130, I'll be surprised. Macho around the final corner, comes to the line, invalidates out the final corner, but it's a 130.6.
Yeah, I was on board with that lap as well. The last corner was pretty interesting with the validations because I have seen a few drivers, even though they are on that white line, they seem to get validated. So I'm not sure if it's an error with the game or it's just the way that I think maybe the rear tyres were seated on that curb. But I'm lucky for him to get in and validate as T-Hawk on those medium tyres goes for fastest with 131.6.
Yeah, we've got
on board with. Yeah, go ahead, mate.
Yeah, just gonna say, there's a spinner through the middle sector. It was an Aston Martin. I think it might have been Burrell on a lap, or Wizards, one of the two Aston Martins.
Yeah, I was just on board with Jensen as well. Just going out that double left-hander, going onto nearly the slingshot sector. He just lost the back end a bit on his medium tyres. But other than that, I think he's going to have to go again on his medium tyres. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it was Burrell actually who spun in the middle sector. His teammate actually Wizards is coming toward the line. Lou was out on top though, 130 flat. Wizards though, 50.3 through the middle sector, runs wide out the final corner, comes to the line, 29.9 and goes quickest, and nearly ended up in a little bit of a chaotic little three-way sandwich there with the McLaren and the Red Bull. Didn't want to be like Le Mans on Sunday where the flagman nearly got ran over, but Wizards out on top. Black Box, however, goes 1,000th quicker.
Yeah. Pretty tight up there, both of top tyres as well, so I think I only saw about 5 drivers on those medium tyres. I'm not sure if some of the drivers are saving those mediums to the end of the session. I mean, I don't think the times are that competitive right now, if I remember correctly, but yeah, I'm not sure what the strategy is so far with some of the drivers that have done laps on soft tyres so far.
Yeah, to be honest, I think most guys qualifying on a set of soft compound tyres, they're going to be trying to go that one-stop strategy that you're on about. National Cheeto I'm on board with, though, coming out the final corner, gets a complete and not to slide on. Would have been quickest, 29.7 that would have been from National Cheeto, but like many others, he's invalidated at the final corner, does not improve on his lap. Messina not on a lap either. Alien and Tom Rob were out there. Anybody else on a competitive lap? Kazizzle might be.
Yeah, I'm just going to ride on board with Alien just to make sure that he's not, just to monitor that lap, but oof. Yeah.
And that might take all the beating, Kazizzle, 29.5. I knew he was on a second lap for a reason, and that is why he goes quickest and weathers the tyres in very nicely. Of course, about 12 minutes ago, I would say, in the session, we've got that minute glitch as we always have with the lobby, but Kazizzle out on top, 4.5 tenths second, nearly ahead of Blackbox, who won last week.
Yeah, and I know we said that the soft tyres do tend to degrade quite quickly. That's the race trim on the soft. In qualifying, those soft tyres can do 2 competitive laps as well. So let's see if some drivers do opt for 2 laps, but then go on a fresh set at the end, just to get a good delta on the board.
Yeah, you're on board with Alien. I've just picked up on him coming through the middle sector. 50.6 or 7, I think that was, through the middle sector from Alien. So not really that competitive coming through the middle sector, but it can all be defined by the final sector, of course, out on track. Ninja Round, by the way, in the comment section, has found the wrong stream, saying, I talk fast, and where's Ball Boy? Ball Boy is on F2. We're F1. Alien now down in towards 1014, and now through in towards this complex, through the hairpin, through now turn 15, which is not a real technical corner out on track, but it counts it as one. And Alien, in fact, jukes us coming into the pit lane. Typical.
Yeah, not the best of exits on the hairpin. He just went a bit too wide and the rear tire caught the rear exit curb, which I think just unsettled the car a tiny bit. But yeah, he has backed out of that lap.
Just picking up on board with Tom Robbo, who is on a lap. He's on a set of medium compound tyres. Seems like he's lagging a little bit as well. And nearly recovers the car from an absolutely awful spin there. Tom Robbo, 51.7 through the middle sector. He'd be going around the likes of Burrell, I think. He really does not look comfortable on this lap, though. I wouldn't be surprised if he just backs off, comes into the pit lane and has another go.
Yeah, exactly. Not the cleanest of laps from him. I think it's best if he just saves these medium tyres. Maybe go again or just bin them off for this session and just keep scrub set for the race.
Yeah, Tom Robbo is coming in towards the final couple of corners. We'll see if he's actually going to come into the pit lane. Jensen's on a lap. Desi, Noah, Brock have just started laps as well. They're coming through the first sector. Tom Robbo's actually completing this lap, coming through the final corner. Nearly lagged wide there, but he actually goes behind T-Hawk, 131.8. Not a bad lap there from Tom Robbo out on track. He's the furthest on in the middle sector. It is Desi who is on in the middle sector. Another new driver, reserve here tonight in the Alpine, and he'll be hoping for a very competitive time. Probably if he goes around the mid 150 mark, 50 mark through here, 50.7 through the middle sector. Not a bad lap this is.
Yeah, I'm just riding on board with Jensen as well. On his mean time, he's doing a 51 flat in the middle sector, so not in the mid 50s, but I think he's on his medium tires as well, so it might just be the case of his medium tires are just getting that tire delta between the soft and medium tires there.
Yeah, Jensen's directly behind. I think it's Wizards who's in between both cars actually out on track. He's just getting out of the way of Jensen just on the mini-map. But Desi's coming through the fin towards the final corner now in the Alpine. We'll see if he can improve. Well, he hasn't set a lap time yet, so he will definitely improve on his lap. And he goes 5th with a 130.4. Not a bad lap at all. Jensen, if we quickly go on board with him, coming through the final corner, spins, and he's out the session. And Jensen, the defending champ, is out of the session, and that's what happens when you get caught on the curb on the final corner. You end up spinning into the wall, and Jensen has just proved that to an absolute T. We might have a shock on the cards now with him not qualifying.
Yeah, I had the same incident in my race. I caught that curb and I had rear wing damage actually, and I had to complete the race on rear wing damage, but unlucky for him, he just lost the car and the front right went into the wall. Shame for him, but I think...
Has Tom Robbo done the same thing? Tom Robbo's done the same thing through the final corner as well.
Yeah, that inside yellow sausage curb has been catching a lot of drivers out, and you can see here in qualifying when they're pushing the absolute limit on these tyres.
Yeah, there is his car. We're just on board with Macho there coming to the end of his lap. He was invalid. It's still 18th at the minute. Messina is in behind him as well on a lap coming down in towards the hairpin. Kazizel, though, still out on top. Black Box in second, Wizards in third. Wizards, actually, as we pick him up in the middle sector, he's 2 tenths up, so could be challenging Kazizel with this lap, and Wizards might have to do a bit of magic to try and get on the top spot. Yes, that's a terrible pun, I know, but Kazizel leading the way, Black Box second, Wizards in third. Pretty much just over halfway through qualifying at this stage, and Kazizel still out on top. But what can Wizards do? Coming in towards turn 14 in the Aston Martin, his teammate Burrell down in 8th position at this stage. FRL, of course, represented tomorrow night in EML. I think Burrell might be racing tomorrow as well. Wizards now coming through the final corner. Very, very competitive lap. They've come to the line, and he's only a 10th off Kazizel. That's a really good final sector from him.
Yeah, and he just cut that last corner to perfection. Didn't invalidate. Didn't let the car get unsettled with that yellow sausage tab. So a very good lap from him.
Black Box out the final corner as well. He's going to come to the line. He does improve, actually. A great final sector. He was a 10th down, nearly 2 tenths down in the middle sector. So Black Box finds time, and if he can put up the first part of his lap, Black Box might be on pole position come the end of the session, because this allowed on top Wizard second, Black Box in third as it stands. Lou, however, improving 500ths of a second coming out of turn 14.
Yep, I think there's a few cars out on the track right now. I just got on board with Henry's lap. He just started the second one, I think, on the soft tyres. But yeah, just having to see which car is on a lap right now.
Nawop's gone second. Oh, National Cheeto goes top. 29.5. We get a flurry of activity towards the top. National Cheeto goes quickest in the Williams. We said on his invalid lap, a 29.7 it was on his invalid lap. He improves upon that invalid lap. 29.5. I was more shocked with Nawop going third. Very competitive lap from Nawop. 29.6. This qualifying session seems a little bit closer than what I actually was thinking.
Yeah, I think the times are going to start to come. Oh, as Henry's just lost it on the exit of the double left-hander. He hasn't touched the wall, and he seems to have a clear track, so he should be able to recover quite nicely. But yeah, mate, the time... Ooh.
And I think Boastman has spun coming off the hairpin as well. He has. Boastman has spun coming off the hairpin. So both spins coming relatively within 30 seconds of each other.
Yeah, these drivers, I think, are definitely either starting to push the limit. This track is unforgiving on the curves and also the bumps on this track, especially a slingshot of turn 13. There is a nasty bump on the inside. So I think those drivers are going to try and avoid cutting and getting a tighter line through there.
Yeah, I believe Tom Wobble, by the way, has just left the session. If we can fling an invite his way, that'll be fantastic. Henry is not on a lap. Zero's not on a lap. I don't think we've got anybody on a lap at this stage. National Cheeto out on top, Kazizel second, now up in third. I think everyone at this stage will be preparing for their third and final runs, which should be coming very soon indeed. It looks like everyone is filtering into the pit lane. One of the Ferraris, however, has just started up on a lap. Oh, it's Henry that's just started up on a lap after that spin. And really taking, I've got to say, turns 1 and 2 very aggressively. And he doesn't want to run over the aggressive because those softs, of course, do blister.
Exactly, I think this is the second run on the soft tyres. I'm not sure if we'll have enough time to get into the box and put on a fresh set. I can't really see the delta because of the yellow flag in sector, the time, sorry, the yellow flag in sector 3. But I think he did have a pretty aggressive turn 1 and 2, but I think it was a good time as he just runs a bit wide in the middle sector in that fast left-right. It's his double left-hander now. Let's see how quick he can pick up the throttle. Picks it up well, just goes wide and invalidates a bit too eager on the loud pedal and just goes a bit too wide there.
Yeah, just didn't seem good coming through the middle sector, and that turning angle coming through turns 9 and 10 very, very catches people out. Zero, by the way, has just gone 10th. 4 tenths of a second improvement on a set of mediums. Is he mad? A 30.6 has put him into 10th. It's a really good lap.
Yeah, very good lap. He's in P10. P10 is not the best place to start on any track, but a very competitive time on those mediums. I think that's going to be session done. I don't think we'll get back into the pits in time. But yeah, very competitive lap for his medium tyres from him.
Tom Wobble's left the session again, might be having a few disconnection issues possibly. Might be the case where he restarts the game and it just picks up once again. But National Cheeto out on top, Kazizel second, now up in third. I think when we came into the session, by the way, there was about a minute glitch. So I'm imagining we've got about 3 minutes left, and that's indicated by the amount of guys that are still in the pit lane. If it goes over a minute, and people are still in the pit lane, you know there's a glitch. Alien, though, just finishing off his lap, 30.5 goes 10th.
Yeah, I forgot about that glitch there, mate, but yeah, thank you for pointing it out again.
Brock is on a lap as well. He was part of Ecos. I wonder if he's actually left Ecos since last week. And Brock now on a lap, and the Mercedes man will be hoping for a good lap. He's a 10th up coming through the middle sector. The National Cheeto still out on top, Kazisl second, now up in third. Drivers are on out laps, however, those still in the pit lane have still got time to get out. Brock, though, through the final corner, and he's nearly done a Jensen, and a Tom Robbo coming through there. Recovered the car, but ended off a second down.
Yeah, not good there. And like you said, the announcement was made this week that O'Brock and Ecos were splitting ways, but O'Brock going to his, I think, original handle, I'm not sure his gaming username, but yeah, they have parted ways. The announcement was made this week, sorry.
Jonah saying what happened to Jensen, he lost it on the sausage curve coming through the final corner, same as with Tom Robbo, and pretty much same what you nearly saw there with O'Brock as well, if you have just tuned into the stream. Desi, one of our new drivers in the Alpine, on a lap, 30.4 at this stage. Kazisl has also started the lap, I can see, through the end of the first sector. Now Orp has now left the session. National Cheeto out on top, Kazisl second, now up in third. Desi now coming through the final corner. Zabo's retired and Desi loses it on the sausage curb. Pretty much similar. He's actually kept it out the wall. Very, very low impact coming through the final corner. Keeps it out the wall.
Yeah, just on board with Blackbox right now. 50.4 in the middle sector, so he's a bit 2 and 3/4 tenths up on his lap. And he gets winded through turn 13 on that slingshot. Ooh, just misses that bump as well, so able to pick up the power nicely. Will he try and get a cheeky toe from his teammate there? Yes, he will.
He has to. He has to, and he does. I think O'Brock goes past Noah, and Blackbox is there. That is beautiful for Blackbox, and I've picked up on Kazisl as well. 400ths of a second coming through the middle sector improvement. So Blackbox theoretically is going pole position if he can nail this final corner. Through turn 16. Oh, nearly gets caught on the curb. Comes to the line. 29.2. 29.4 miles off. Blackbox out on top. National Cheeto a 10th up through the first sector. Kazisl coming through the final corner. We're nearly at the end of the session. He comes to the line, and he doesn't go quickest, and he doesn't even go ahead of National Cheeto, but he gets another lap in.
Yeah, Blackbox not able to square up the car how he wanted to through the exit and just caught that yellow curb, but
National Cheeto's 3 tenths up.
Just saw that now. Yeah, on a very good lap. Let's see how he ends it off now. Has he kept his tyres in check for the last few corners?
This is pole position.
1 kilometre straight. Yeah, definitely, I think so. If you can hook it up nicely now.
Let's see what he does. Coming in towards turn 14, Blackbox out on top of for how long? National Cheeto looks like he's on absolutely fire, and it could be the case where he might have stolen Relentless Nathan's crown from Bahrain. Coming now through the final corner, National Cheeto, this is an unbelievable lap, could be a 28, comes to the line, 29 flat, how about that? What a lap that is from National Cheeto, goes out on top. Blackbox will not improve, Kazisl not improving, Wizards is 600ths down, but he could still improve in the final sector, however he's just locked up into 14.
Yeah, got very deep there, but I'm not sure if
anyone else he spun.
Yeah, very scruffy end to that lap, sadly for him.
He's going to reverse across the line, I think. He reverses across the line, and I don't think T-Hawk will be too happy with that. Of course, an admin and FRL. Don't think he'll be too kindly towards Wizards. Through the final corner comes Noah, goes to the line in 15th. Burrell not improving. Macho's the only one, but he expends.
Yep, spun it on the exit. Just caught that exit curve at the hairpin, which spits a lot of cars down. It's a lot of force he put into those rear tyres. So, yeah, I think he's just going to roll it. Yeah, that's it for qualifying. For what I can see, yep.
It's National Cheeto. Is National Cheeto now Relentless Nathan?
I mean, I wouldn't put it past it, mate. Nathan put on a stonking qualifying, breaking the grid last time, and Cheeto has done the same here. 4 tenths quicker than Blackbox.
He's 3.5 tenths per second ahead of Blackbox. He's 8 tenths of a second ahead of Lou. He's 1.3 seconds ahead of Brock. And Brock's 7th.
Amazing lap. I know these guys are sweating out this whole week on China. I've seen a lot of hot laps on this guys, but just Cheeto out of nowhere, just put in an amazing lap and qualify. That is where it counts at the end of the day, and he's done a good job today.
Absolutely mad lap time from National Cheeto, and now he puts his title hopes on the line coming into China tonight. It's National Cheeto out on top, Black Box in second, Kazizzle in third. We're waiting on Kazizzle to retire, however... Oh, there we go. I was just about to say, I thought we had a glitch there, but Kazizzle has retired, it seems, and we'll now run down the full grid order as Nawalp has joined. Not sure if he'll be able to take control of his car until the race, and it might spawn maybe a little restart, but National Cheeto, the Bulgarian, out on top, 3.5 tenths of a second, absolutely dominant. Black Box in second, with Kazizzle in third, Nawalp in fourth, leading the best of the Dutchies with Wizards in fifth, and then Lou in sixth, Obrox seventh, Barella in eighth, Macho in ninth, and Desi on his debut, rounding off the top 10th, Alien in his debut in the McLaren in 11th, Seahawk in 12th, Messina in 13th, Zero in 14th, Noah, Rocco, Henry, Tom Robbo are the 18 runs that did set a lap time. Boltzmann and Jensen didn't get a lap time in. Boltzmann trying maybe a second last to first challenge, and Jensen trying to last to first challenge.
Yeah, maybe it was part of the master plan, we don't know, but lucky for them to not be able to set a lap time. Hopefully they can put a good performance in, but it's a bit cloudy for the race, so maybe there could be a sprinkle of rain, not sure. I don't think the drivers have reported anything just yet.
Oh, it is raining! It is. Is it raining actually out on track? There's flashing bits on the...
I can see rain. I can see rain on my screen if I look close enough. I think it's raining.
I think it's raining. This is very similar conditions, actually, to what I had last night in LOEF2. And it starts off dry, but rain in 5 or 10 minutes is normally how this goes. So we could expect rain very early on in the race, and we could expect it very soon indeed. But, of course, we go 10 seconds to start. Jensen, by the way, in the comment section not saying if it's going to be a wet race. You absolute spoiled sport. Terrible behaviour by Jensen.
I mean, I'm not sure how the game works, but I see wet tyres in the Mercedes garage. I don't know if that's an indication or it's just how the game works. Oh, they're starting on dry, so it might just be a sprinkle of rain.
Nawalp has left the grid. His AI has decided to go ahead of everyone else, and Nawalp is coming through number one. Well, anyways, let's have a look at what tyres everyone is on. And by the looks of the tyre choice, I think it could remain dry. The top 10, of course, qualifying on that sort of soft compound tyre. Everyone else, bar T-Hawk, Noah, and Tom Robbo, all on a set of hard compound tyres. That could mean one or two things. It could mean we've got rain coming and it's not going to transition into intermediate or wet, or it's going to stay dry through the race. They're trying to one-stop to lap 20, and then they're coming in for a set of softs. Yeah,
hard soft tyre is a pretty powerful strategy down here if you can keep your nose clean. That's what I did the other day, and I was able to pick up a podium in a race. But it'll be interesting to see how those soft tyres do fare, because you do tend to fall off very quickly. So I'm not sure these soft tyre runners would try a one-stop or a two-stop. A one-stop is still at a push. Those hard tyres will start to feel really bad at the end of the race. But
yes.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, set of soft compounded tyres, I would think, before they wear off, it's about 2, 3, 4 laps, I would say, until you're going to be seeing guys into the pit lane. That's how early the tyre degradation is around here in China. On a set of mediums, the likes of T-Hawk, Noah, and Tom Robbo, they're on a set of mediums. They're probably going halfway house. They're probably going the halfway stage, then to come into pit in, probably for a set of hard compounded tyres to see it out to the end. The guys on the set of hards have pretty much got two choices. They can either pit in a little bit early, go on that set of medium compounded tyres, or they go 21 laps onto a set of soft compounded tyres. Tyres will be fresh, but they'll be worn, and there's a spinner, and that's Wizards, I think, off.
Yeah, got a bit too trigger happy on the warm-up, and has just spin it. Luckily there is no damage on the formation lap, otherwise that would have been a really painful start for him.
That's like Nathan last week, wasn't it? Nathan spun underneath the formation lap and ended up, well, bottling it out of the lead of the race, and that's a terrible thing to say, but he actually did. National Cheetah, though, out on top. Black Box second, Kazizzle in third. As we come in, now, by the way, is going to take control of his car, I think after everyone actually leaves the line, or we'll get him about 5 seconds ahead of everyone else. However, Nick, I'm going to come across to you. Top three.
Let's go Cheeto, Kazizo, and now up.
Charlie, by the way, is saying in the comment section that F2 has had to restart because they messed up and they've got to restart. Hopefully we don't have that with drivers joining in and out of qualifying and we can get a clean start first time to this race. National Cheeto out on top, Black Box on the front row of the grid. The 5 red lights are about to go out here in China for round 2 of the championship in China, and the 5 red lights are already on, in fact, and we're going to get a typical glitch. 5 red lights are now coming on here in China for round 2 of the championship, and it's lights out and away we go. Great start by National Cheeto, a little bit of a delayed start further down the field by Macho. He's had a terrific, horrific start. National Cheeto, though, away, leads the way in towards Zone 1. Kazizzle gets caught on the inside line, and Wizards nearly sent round, and actually Black Box is now under pressure from Wizards. It was Black Box, I think, that nearly got sent round, but National Cheeto leads the way. Kazizzle in second, Black Box in third, Wizards in fourth, Burrell's already up to 5th. Great start from him. Noah's up to 10th already as well. T-Hawk up to 11th. Macho, the real loser, coming in towards the end of the first sector. Now Up has not taken control of his car. I think he left the session, but 2x2 Noah's Ark, Black Box, Wizards side by side in towards turn number 7, and Wizards has got the inside line and gets the move done. Great stuff by Wizards, gets the move done, but look at the front two, they've already pulled out of the DRS.
Yeah, able to keep their nose clean, just pull away those two drivers. I think they're both Williams teammates able to pull away. Wizard having to pull off an overtake or two just to get to that podium position. And I think I just saw the Alpine of YouTube, I'm not to say his name, overtaking Brock into the fast left-right section in the middle sector. So a pretty good start, but yeah, like you said, not good start for Macho at the back there.
Yeah, Macho, I think, got caught up in a collision with Boastman as well, if I'm not mistaken. Boastman had a little bit of a collision coming through turn 7. Tom Wobble side by side with Zero coming down the straight. Rocco looks like he's under pressure a little bit here as well. Tom Wobble, though, making pressure. 18th position, now up to 13th, dabbing it down the inside line. Tries to get the move done on Zero. He's still there, Zero on the outside line. IFR against CPI. You might see this tomorrow night in EML, but I think the IFR man comes out on top, and he does. Tom Wobble is ahead, and actually, he could be ahead of Rocco here, because Rocco's made a mistake. And Tom Robbo gets 2 positions for the price of 1. Sensational, he's up to 12th.
Yeah, good overtaking there. Brock going a bit too wide into turn 1 and turn 2 there, but Alpine of Deji not able to make much of it there. But yeah, the top 2, I mean the gap, Wizard has been able to close the gap a tiny bit to the top 2 there. So expect to see a bit of training now between these drivers at the top here on the soft tyres.
Yeah, definitely that DRS training, as we spoke about towards the end of qualifying, is going to be so potent around here. And the further back you are in this DRS train, the less likely it is to overtake the driver in front of you, unless you've got an absolute sensational setup in your car. Brock applying a little bit of pressure to Lou. Lou in 6th position, Brock in 7th. Best of the starters, though, I think Noah is up a few positions. He's up 6 positions. Tom Robbo's up 6 as well. So both IFR boys, they might be new to the league, but as if they're just experienced as always. They're up 6 positions from the start, which is fantastic.
And crucially, Noah, that first medium runner, so he can get in amongst the soft tyre runners on those soft tyres fall away. But having said that, Noah did go really wide on the exit of turn 13 there. Not sure if he picked up a warning, but if he just hangs back a tiny bit now, trying to block off now. Yeah, I was just going to say, trying to block off now, but now has other ideas on the soft tyres, and they're still probably still quicker than the mediums right now.
Outside line will favour Now Up, I think. Oh, he doesn't actually get the move done. Great defending by Noah. Noah stays in 9th, Now Up in 10th. You would have imagined there, but that set of soft compounded tyres, that he would have just sailed it around the outside, but not quite. Noah's in 9th, and Now Up is round, coming through turn 1, and that is a commentator's curse.
Uncharacteristic mistake from Now Up there. I know how consistent and reliable he is as a driver, and just lost it there. Lucky for him now. On the soft tyres down in 18th place, it's probably best if he probably boxes for hard tyres and tries to run a long race from here, other than for safety cars.
Yeah, he's running side by side with Boastman further down the field. There was a little bit of a dangerous rejoin in that, I think, but Now Up, I think, realised that he was going to join me dangerously, and then Boastman just decided to give up the position, so Now Up's back through to 17th. However, pressure for the lead. National Cheeto leading the way at this moment in time. It's a Williams 1-2. When's the last time you saw this in Formula 1? Well, I hear you say Austria, back in 2014, I think it was, of course, in qualifying of Massa and Bottas back then. National Cheeto leads the way, Kazizzle in 2nd, Wizards in 3rd. Cheeto doesn't look like he's got the pace, actually, compared to Kazizzle, but he's still holding his own out in front.
Yeah, it's one thing to set a stonking qualifying time, and it's one thing to stay ahead at the top in a race. think Cheetah's just struggling. I have seen him go a bit too tail happy in some of the traction zones there, so I'm not sure if he's struggling on tyres or just struggling on heavy fuel right now. But a lot of pressure being put behind from Wizard and Kazizel back there. But DRS has been enabled, so you expect this DRS strain. Maybe
oh no! Boltzmann's lost. I was just watching in the back of the field between Nawop and Boltzmann. Boltzmann had retaken the position, but when one wheel collects, you collect it with another wheel, and you end up spinning. And Nawop and Boltzmann in a collision. Boltzmann's got damage. He still stays out. Nawop is staying out there. It's actually into the pit lane as well. Wizards though attacking Kazizel for second. Doesn't get the move done.
Yeah, Wizard just trying to let Kazizel know that I'm there with sticking his nose in a tiny bit. Will he try to help the outside?
No.
No, not enough grip right now. A bit... I think Wizard just showing I have pace. I need to get past these guys right now and try and check out from this race.
Kazizel is getting held up massively, I think, by his own team. I think if they were in the same party, there'd be team orders, I think, at this stage, because Kazizel has so much more pace compared to National Cheeto. But we've seen with Cheeto before that he likes to defend, and he likes to defend that position well, and we'll see if that will continue on to lap 5 as National Cheeto now under pressure from Kazizel, having a bit of a snake train going down the straight. Wizards might actually close in with a double toe himself, and will strike on board with Wizards. Here comes Kazizel though to the inside line. He'll have to cut to the outside line. Cheeto defends. The two Williams neatly make contact on the run down toward 14. And Wizards, the inside line will work, and he's now on the outside line. Kazizel is behind, and Wizards is through into second position. Cheeto dives into the pit lane, and that is not a bad decision at all. Desi has spun, however, coming out of turn 14.
Exactly what I feared, the Williams getting too close to each other and just allowing Wizard to get by.
Oh,
good call from Cheetah there to box, trying to go for an undercut on, try and just get an undercut on those fresher tyres. I think you were saying?
Yeah, Lou's just got the move done on Burrell. Just saw that down in towards 7. Burrell is down to 5th. T-Hawk and Tom Robbo are fighting side by side as well. Tom Robbo forced off track by the German, and it's not often that a German forces a Brit off track, I've got to say. Rocco, though, on the back of Tom Robbo, 9th and 10th position. Wizards, though, out in front. Kazizel 2nd. Black Box in 3rd. Just how important, though, is that for National Cheeto? He's out ahead of Boltzmann. But will Wizards and Kazizel do the overcut compared to National Cheeto doing the undercut?
It all depends on the tyre where I think Cheeto was just struggling on the soft tyres, so it was a good call for him just trying to get off those soft tyres that were hindering him onto a fresh set. But let's see what the pace is for Wizard and Kazizel, because these softs will start to drop off dramatically right now. And it will just be interesting to see when they pit. Will they pit this step? Will they extend to another lap or two and try that audacious one-stop? I'm not sure if it's too early for Cheeto there. He is on his medium tyres. I'm not sure if he's thinking of a two-stop, to be honest.
It is a shade too early. Black Box, here he comes on the back of Kazizel down the inside line. Doesn't get the move done, and Kazizel actually locks up nearly into the back of Wizards there. But top 3 remain, but Wizards made a mistake.
Yeah, Wizard lost his rear end there as Black Box and the Alpine of Lou have gone into the box. Thinking of the undercut there.
That's interesting. Wizards and Kazizel, though, have stayed out. Kazizel and Wizards have stayed out. And this is the big decider. Black Box was pretty much behind National Cheeto. Cheeto was coming out the final corner. Lou is there as well. Where is Black Box? Black Box is out of his pit lane. I think Cheeto's ahead. I think Cheeto's going to be miles ahead of Black Box. He is. So that means the undercut will work then, because Wizards and Kazizel will drop further down.
Yeah, but crucially as well, when Wizard and Kazizel do pit, they'll have more percentage points on their tyre wear to play around with compared
God.
Sorry.
Zero's just gone around the outside of T-Hawk into turn 6. What a move on the brakes that was from the Ferrari. He's through and he's into 8th.
Good overtaking there. Yeah, just as I was saying, they will have more percentage on the tyre wear to play around with, which will allow them to push a bit more, especially because those media tyres will start to drop away quite quickly at the end of the race if you hit this early. As yeah, Kazizel getting very late on the brakes there.
Very late on the brakes. Wizard still out in front, Kazizel in 2nd. But look at the wear. Look at that front right tyre as Desi spun coming through turn 1. Kazizel's tyre, right-hand side, look at that blistering going through the middle of the tyre. That means those tyres are getting towards the end. They're getting toward the end of the tyre life. Brock in behind as well on Burrell is going to get the move done. So Brock is through and he's into third position. How important could that be later on in this race? What do these guys decide to do? Do they decide to stay out another lap? No, they're in. They're both in this lap. But what's interesting, Cheto went for a set of mediums. He's not getting to the end. Will Wizard and Kazizel go for a set of hards?
Sorry to interrupt then. I think it was Robert, yes it was, that nearly lost it. No, sorry, Noah, sorry. They nearly lost it in the final corner and caused a massive accident there. Just about managed to keep it in position. But yeah, like you were saying, it'd be interesting to see where they come out on what tyres.
Both on a set of hards.
Yeah, hot set of hards, so they will comfortably get to the end on those tyres.
There's Cheto. Cheto's already gone past them and he's 3 seconds ahead coming out the pit lane.
So this is crucial for Cheto now. If he is going to try that two-stop, he needs to push really hard right now and just use the maximum tyre life on those medium tyres, if that is the case.
Lou's also came out in all of this, I think, as well. He's on that set of mediums. I think he put in a lap earlier, but Kazizel, black box ahead. Wizards, actually, ahead of Kazizel. That's very strange, as T-Hawk has spun, coming through turn 7, recovers the car, though, stays in 9th.
Wizard was ahead before they got into the box there, so I think black box has just been able to slot in between us. Kazizel, I think, has lost it. He's dropped a few. Yes, he has. He just dropped it on his hard tyre. The balance between the soft and hard tyres is quite dramatic on this game, so I think he's just trying to bed in on those hard and compound tyres. The tyre characteristics are really different.
I wonder if that's why Cheeto has actually gone for that set of medium compound tyres, just to get a little bit of wear into them, and just to make sure that he gets a gap later on in this race. Fascinating to see. Lap 7 out of 28 about to, well, come to an end, as Burrell nearly did a Hamilton of 2007, nearly went into the wall.
The pit entry is pretty slippery, I think, on this game, if I remember correctly, so I think some drivers pushing the limits into that pit. I mean, you can gain a lot of time into the pit entry if you nearly correct, as yes, Cheeto is, I think, pulling away. If he can get to lap 20, 21 on his medium tyres, which are possible, if he goes on a set of softs, he'll be flying at the end of the race. If there are no safety cars, of course.
Yeah, he will be. Black Box is applying a bit of pressure to Wizards as well. Wizards hoping to try and get ahead of Black Box. Black Box, though, in probably the best position, I would say. He's got a lap older tyres on him, but that creates more warmth in the tyres, and that means essentially he's going to be quicker than Wizards probably at this stage in the race. And you saw there, actually, there's a bump on the inside of turn 6. Black Box avoided it, Wizards caught it and nearly sent the car out wide, and that is one characteristic of this track that wasn't on this last game, a bump coming out of turn 6.
Yeah, the bumps especially on a few parts of the traction zones is where a lot of drivers are actually, I feel, on this game, so I wouldn't put past some of these drivers as accidentally losing the car because of those bumps, especially when the tyre wear starts to kick in.
Yeah, Noah leading the way, Tom Robbo in second. Well, there's an IFR 1-2 at the top of the standings. There's an IFR 1-2 currently in China, and they're both in the same team. Tom Robbo currently in second, getting hounded by Rocco and Zero on that set of hard compounded tyres. However, Black Box on the back of Wizards, going to come steaming down the inside. I see the Mercedes is going to lock on the Aston Martin, cuts him short, and Wizard stays ahead. And actually, Black Box will lose the position to Lou. It's a fight now towards turn 16. Black Box on the outside line has to relent the position. Lou is through, but on the cut back, Black Box is there. Alien, by the way, spun coming through turn 1, but Black Box and Lou side by side now coming down in towards turn 1. The Mercedes and the Alpine camera angles absolutely shocking. Lou runs out wide but retains the position and he stays in 11th.
Yeah, not the best of the camera angles from the game there, but yeah, Black Box was able to get by on those hard tyres as well. I think he just has to try and play the long game. I know Wizard was on those hard tyres and it was crucial for him to get by, but he has now dropped the position, and having said that, he also doesn't have a helmet off on my camera on this game, so maybe the helmet just drops him a bit of weight, giving him a bit of an advantage.
Yeah, maybe. I'm struggling to see that, actually. No, I think he's got a helmet on my screen, which is very, very strange indeed. But I think that might be a characteristic of the glitch. You might be the lobby host, and obviously with drivers joining in and out of qualifying, that's why there might be a little bit of a glitch. But Lou, now, on the back of Wizard, very impressed with his pace, currently out on track. track. However, he's on a lap younger tyres than National Cheeto. Cheeto's going to be coming in around the lap 20-21 mark to go onto that set of soft compound tyres. And we haven't really even spoke about the threat of rain maybe later on in this race. It still looks overcast even this early on in the race. Onto lap 10 we go. But Lou, on the back of Wizards, sails on by. Look at him go down the inside line. Lou will cut across. Job done. Lou is through and he's into 10th.
Yeah, now it's crucial for him on his mini tyres. How far can he get ahead of these hard tyre runners? Yeah, I think...
Cheto passed Alien, and Alien's just gone past him.
Yeah, and Cheto just setting the fastest lap as well on that lap. He definitely is pushing very, very tight.
Oh, I thought I was going to make contact coming through turn 2. Alien. Great defending driving though, and Cheto on that fresher tyres, he's still coming alive on those tyres, but Alien did manage to hold his own there, and Alien is back through and he's into 8th position. And I wonder actually if that creates, because we'll see with Noah and Tom Rubble, that gap has decreased dramatically as Henry is retired coming into the pit lane, so he is the first retirement out of this race. Noah and Tom Rubble, just to go to the front battle, that gap has really concertinaed down, and now we've got a 5-way battle basically for the lead.
Yeah, all these drivers going along. Jensen up there as well, P5 starting from last place as well, so doing pretty well. But he's also, yeah, these drivers are going pretty long. I expect those medium tyre runners to box maybe lap 14 or maybe lap 20 depending on how the tyre wear is. But yeah, running pretty well. But yeah, the DRS trade, like you said.
Oh, I thought Tom Rubble nearly went into the back of his own teammate there. My goodness me, that was close on the brakes, and Tom Rubble will not be hoping that.
Yeah, a lot of smoke being pulled up there. I think Rocco nearly collected them because of how early they was, when they broke into that corner, and yeah, just a big plume of smoke from both those drivers. Luckily, no one got collected there, but I think Robbo's just trying to show his teammate, I need to get past. I am the quicker driver here. Will he try the switch back?
Rocco trying to go down the inside line, gets collected and spins, and Tom Robbo, I think it was mainly because of Noah's line, and that's what caused it. Noah's line coming through. Tom Robbo realised he was there, he backed off, but Rocco was down the inside line, a gap that was always going to close on the curb. He ended up pointing that car there, and that's why now he's down in 7th position and actually fighting nearly side by side with T-Hawk coming through turn 7. Noah stays in front, Tom Robbo in 2nd. Rocco's chances, I would say they're dented, but I don't think he's out of this at all.
No, those hard tyres can still go along if he can just get his head down now and try and pull away. Hawk's medium tyres will start to slow down a bit, and those hards will come into their own. I'm not sure if he's got a temperature spike on those rear tyres, so he might have to manage the temperature just a tiny bit. Having said that, Cheetah pushing Rocco through the last turn. Then he's going to try and get a slingshot now, Cheetah here. And get double DRS and double slipstream with the DRS and
look at his ERS. Look at his ERS though, 7%. I don't think he's going to get Rocco at least. Rocco is through. Cheeto, however, is he going around the outside line of T-Hawk through the final corner? Through the turn 14 even, I should say. Yes, Cheeto was ahead. Great stuff there by Cheeto, who is through, and he's into 7th position. And T-Hawk now under sustained pressure from Alien and behind as well. I think Desi is retired out of the race as well, so he's our 2nd retirement of tonight, both in the pit lane, which is crucial. Noah though leading, Tom Rubble 2nd, Zero in 3rd, and we're nearly at the halfway stage.
Yeah, exactly. Crucial overtake for Cheeto there. Now he can focus on Rocco behind, but like you said, pointed out,
Zero!
Very low.
Zero down the inside line, and Tom Robbo right on board with 2nd there, and he's through. Zero the Finn is through on the Brit. Tom Robbo now down to 3rd.
Yeah, on those hard tyres as well, so maybe the medium tyres are starting to fall away slowly. These hard tyres run over there. I think Jensen is there as well, trying to line up Robbo behind. Yes, he is pushing him through the double left-hander right now. So this train is getting pretty tasty right now. I think Noah maybe hindering his teammate Robbo there, especially because Robbo was trying to pull off those different lines to try and overtake, but just couldn't do it. And Zero just saw the opportunity and took it.
Yeah, Jensen, by the way, I've just realised that we've got 3 out of the top 4 IFR drivers. I've just realised that. No one leads the way. Zero for CPI there in second. Tom Robbo and Jensen third and fourth at their stage. And Zero closing in quickly on Noah. I don't think he's going to be close enough, though. Down in toward 14. He is not. Tom Robbo, again, late on the brakes. Not close enough. Noah stays in front. Zero second. Tom Robbo third. Jensen in fourth. Bull, by the way, he deleted his comment, but I saw it. And he was like... Yeah, I want you commentating on F3. You're very, very good. You never know. I might get called up to F3 one day. No other leading. Zabel second, Tom Robbo third.
Yeah, I think if I was Jensen right now, I would just hang back a bit, just save my ERS, because at the end Roberts just got a bit tail happy on that yellow sausage curve. Can Jensen now line him up? Will he use a bit of his battery? Not sure. I think Roberts just able to get a good traction phase there. Jensen is burning overtake. I don't think it's the smartest of moves right now, but I can't really comment on how Jensen drives. But yeah, if I was him...
Cheto going side by side with Messina just in behind as well. Messina's lost 2 positions. Rocco through down in towards turn 1, and now Cheeto through, and he's into 6th position, and Messina letting the TTG side down.
Yeah, I think this hard tires also going to not fall away, but I think the medium pace of Cheto right now is just pretty strong right now, and Cheto, it doesn't make an impression on these guys that are going along right now.
Yeah, just looking further down the field as well, Lou has not got away from Wizards and Black Box. That's a net second currently there at the minute. And Black Box is trying to challenge Wizards. Cheeto through now and Rocco down the straight. And I think Zabel's going to get Noah down the straight as well. Down the inside line he comes.
The lead, yes we are.
Yep, gets the job done. Zabel through and he's into the lead of the race as a spinner matcher was fun. Coming through the middle sector. Wizards, though, is through on Alien, and Alien has now been caught out. Black Box just trying to get the inside line. Doesn't quite defend. And Alien really struggling now with those tyres, and actually really struggling because Black Box is through. Black Box is through and he's into 11th position. Alien is into the pit lane. 13 lap old hards he is coming in. But I wonder if there's still a threat of rain.
Yeah, and Cheto getting a 3-second time penalty, that's not going to help his run right now. That's the last thing he needed, especially because if he's boxing again.
And look at this, Jensen I thought was going to try and dummy it to the inside line. And to be fair to Tom Robbo, he just parked his car dead on in the middle of that apex. And Jensen might think that he moved across. I was on board with Jensen. He didn't move across. That was perfect car placement, is what I'm going to say. Tom Robbo's in third, and Jensen's now getting held up by a boat.
Yeah, just a bit of weaving on the exit phase there, just showing him that I'm there, but also maybe showing a bit of frustration. Not sure, but let's see if we can get a good slingshot. I mean, like the DRS train from our last car is always the worst. So, not sure. Jensen running not the lowest in the ERS, around 40% if I see it correctly. He's going to burn it right now on this straight. Will he be able to overtake Robbo? Of course, getting DRS from Ferrari up ahead. I think Jensen is going to try and line an overtake here. Will he send it? Yes, he will into the braking zone.
Thought he was going to come in a bit too late there. Is he through though? Because Tom Robbo already spun! No. Jensen losing the back end himself. Then collects Tom Robbo. Tom Robbo had nothing to do with that at all. Jensen just lost it by himself. And that is him now round. He rejoins out on track, and this could be a disaster. He gets into the pit lane, luckily, just in front. But that is Jensen's chances from bad to worse.
Well, I have seen on this game a few times when you do send it down the inside into that hairpin, if you scrub up a bit too much speed, and as you get into the traction, the car just snaps. Maybe a bit of a torque spike there, and not able to manage the power correctly. But unlucky for Jensen, it was going to be a very good overtake from him, but just wasn't able to pull it off into the traction zone there.
Yeah, for extra 5 seconds, I should say, that pit stop is going to be, because he's got a front wing change. Kazizel has retired coming into the pit lane. Nawalp, however, is through, and he's into 12th position. However, T-Hawk is not liking that. Down the inside line he goes. The Dutchman and the German fighting out. The 2 Red Bulls fighting out around here as well. Nawalp and T-Hawk. T-Hawk are much fresher tyres. Nawalp has surely got to give up the position. Of course, he picked up a point last week in Bahrain. T-Hawk, though, is not going to give this one up without a fight. Nawalp, however, stays ahead. And I think T-Hawk just used his brain there and thought, I can get him down the DRS straight.
Yeah, and I'm just watching Cheetah's pace now. Only 6 seconds, I want to say, clear from, no, 5.7 seconds clear from the net win right now. So I think those medium tyres are starting to fall away slowly. He did have some blistering pace earlier on in the race, but I think now he's just about maybe conserving those tyres just a tiny bit, just so he can get to that lap 20 stage if he is going to go for soft tyres.
Oh, and Black Box tries to dive it down the inside line of Wizards, just in behind as well. Zabel, by the way, got the lead of the race there as well. Wizards, though, through, and he's into 5th position, still holding on valiantly, I've got to say. But look at the tyres. Zabel and Noah fighting out for the lead. The rest, I don't know where to turn. There's fights going on everywhere. Zabel back down the inside line of Noah. This is the battle we'll ride on board with for now. He cuts him off and gets the lead of the race. Great stuff by Zabel. But what I was about to say, look at Lou's pace and tyres compared to Wizards' pace and tyres. Hards now better than mediums.
Yeah, you can see that distinctive strip on the tyres there. So the wear is kicking in on those medium tyres. 9 laps old, so I mean, I do expect the mediums to go between 14 to 20 laps, depending on how nicely you treat them.
Wizards has made a mistake, and Black Box tries to go all the way around the outside of turn 7, and he's still there, but he doesn't, and Wizard stays in 5th, and I think Noah spun as well.
Yeah, Noah just spun there as well, in that fast right-hander as they get into the double left-hander there. So unlucky for him, Cheta has managed to get by 3.5 seconds behind Zero. And not good for Noah there, especially on that strategy that he's on right now. If I was him, I'd probably, depending on how his rear tyres are, probably box now and try and think about the undercut there. But a shame for him.
Yeah, real shame for Noah. He's going to be coming into the pit lane, one would imagine, this lap around. But what does he do? 12 up on a set of softs won't get there, and 12 up on a set of hards you really don't want to do. T-Hawk right on the back, and now up there is a yellow flag in Sector 1. Alien, I think, has retired in the pit lane, so that is why we're now down to 16 drivers out on track. Cheto, by the way, into the pit lane. That is interesting, and Lou is also into the pit lane. So Cheto is in on 11 lap all mediums, Lou's in on 9 lap all mediums. These mediums are not lasting.
Yeah, I think that, yep, Cheto going on the other side of mediums. Maybe he just wanted to go a bit earlier on those medium tyres and try and use advantage, because the mediums just have a prolonged pace advantage compared to soft. The softs will be very quick, but those medium tyres can hold their pace for longer. So maybe that's what Cheto's doing, thinking a bit of a long game. He's got 11 laps to try and recover positions now. And
Jensen,
I think it was a spinner of Jensen, yeah.
Yep, Jensen spun through the final corner, and I have just picked up on something very interesting indeed. I think Rockel's now going to win this. 2 lap all mediums. He's miles ahead of National Cheto. He is ahead of Cheeto, in fact. He's on 2 lap all mediums. He can get to the end of the race quite comfortably. If Noah can do 16 laps on a set of mediums, Rocco can do 13 laps on a set of mediums. Rocco, if Burrell pits in, Rocco's won this.
Yeah, if he can just keep his head down, keep that pace up, he can win this.
Oh! And that's Burrell round! Burrell is actually round, coming through the hairpin at turn 13. It's an absolute disaster. Just about to say he was probably going to come into the pit lane. Wizards now through on Noah, and Noah has been hounded by Black Box as well, so Wizards is through, and he's into second position. Noah, though, not giving this up without a fight, and he's going to go maybe 17 laps in a set of mediums. Yes, he will. He continues on for another lap. Wizards stays in second. Now through he goes. Noah is third. Black Box in fourth. Black Box trying to chase down Noah. Noah now to the inside line. Doesn't quite commit it, and Black Box, I think, is going to be having them both very, very soon indeed. And look at Noah's tyres, they're gone. Black Box is through and he's into third, and I think that might have been team orders.
Yeah, Black Box just able to tuck in and overtake there. Noah really struggling on his medium tyres. He has got to laps, he has done 70 laps on the medium, so it's a very good showing from him on those medium tyres, but you can see that distinctive black strip on his tyres. I think those tyres are very fall away quite dramatically right now.
We've got a 4-way battle as well in behind for 6th position. Rocco has managed to get through on Burrell down in towards turn 1, and Mount Burrell under sustained pressure from Tom Robbo, who was coming through the field very nicely indeed on that set of hards, and Cheeto, of course, who has been a long time leader, and he spins! Cheeto spins on the curb through turn 7. That is his race victory, possibly going absolutely down the drain. He spins on the curb. Luckily, he gets the car going. Luckily, he doesn't lose a position, but he's lost 5 seconds. Cheeto now out of this.
Yeah, that's hindered his thing, and he's also got Lou behind him with the Alpine on fresh medium tyres. So I think if Cheetah's got a bit. If his rear tyres are too hot, sorry, I can't even speak words today. If his rear tyres are too hot, I think we will be able to easily overtake him here right now.
Wizards and Black Box. Zero's into the pit lane. 18 lap old hards for his first stop. Zero was going to be coming out around Lou, Cheeto sort of area maybe. Black Box, however, I thought he was going to go down the inside line for the lead of the race. Wizards, though, leading the way. Black Box in second. Obrock is now third. And soon to be, Rocco is going to be fourth. Because Zero, by the way, is coming out the pit lane. Not even where Lou and National Cheeto is. Zero is there. Sixth position, fighting Burrell, and he's down the inside line of him.
Yeah, and also Burrell, not the best shape when it comes to ERS. He's been clipping a lot on the straight, and it's crucial for Zero to try and go down the inside now and overtake. Will he lick the snap and just break that a little bit later? Yes, he will on those fresh medium tyres and just get ahead of Burrell there. Crucial for his race.
Burrell could have easily just given up that position to Zero and realised that Zero was obviously going to be on fresher tyres, but Burrell fought it all the way through turn 3 and turn 4. That was great driving, I've got to say, from Burrell. Even better driving from Zero. Both of them within meters, within inches, I would say, of each other. Didn't make contact. That is how you drive around China. Zero's through and he's into 5th.
Yeah, and now he's looking at the back of Rocco there. Rocco, a 4-lap on medium. Zero on fresh medium. If Zero gets
his Black Box! His Black Box for the lead, somewhere to cut in, down the inside line he goes, Wizards commits, but he overcooks the corner, and now Black Box and Wizards side by side, but somehow Wizards is back ahead. Continue.
Yeah, I was just going to say, if Zero can get ahead of Rocco now, he could push for that net win, if they can...
Oh no, here comes Black Box again, sorry to cut in, and now he's through into the lead of the race. The Mercedes is through, but Wizards, can he get the move done? No, Black Box in the lead of the race. There's so much action going on. We're not even talking about Zero getting the move done on Rocco.
Yeah, a lot of action, just showing how competitive these drivers are. And now if Zero can pull away from Rocco there, he's only got to catch up, what is that, 10 seconds in 8 laps? Bit of a challenge, but can be possible to try and get that race win from Black Box there.
Easy. I think Zero could do that. Zero can do that. He's what? In terms of the leader, he's 11 seconds behind. 11 seconds in, what, 8.5 laps? Doable, especially because Black Box has now picked up a 3-place grid penalty, and he's lost the lead, and he's made a mistake!
Yeah, maybe the pressure into Black Box just a tiny bit, and just got a bit too trigger happy and went a bit wide, and Wizard was able to just sneak in and get that position there. Brock also, the Mercedes, behind 5 seconds behind the Balfour front. Zero already 3.5 seconds behind Brock there, so Zero a blistering pace. I think he's at 2 purple sectors on this lap as well. Trying to pull away from Rocco there.
Wow.
He is pretty low on the ERS. I'm not sure if he will be clipping on the end of this straight. He is using ERS right now, trying to pull away from Rocco. He can't dump that pack too much, otherwise he won't have enough to try and overtake the cars ahead.
Zero's got to be very careful on his ERS. Burrell's going to get the move done on Tom Robbo further down the field. This is for 6th position, and Tom Robbo is now back down into 7th. Burrell through and he's into 6th. Zero's just got to be careful on that ERS. He's got 8% ERS, 10% going through the final corner, but look at the margin of the time. That gap was 4 seconds coming through the start of the middle sector. It's now 2.8. He's catching Brock hand over fist. Next up, after Brock, will be Black Box and Wizards, and that'll be the main talking point. When Zero gets past Brock, can he then catch Black Box and Wizards for the lead of the race, given that both guys on the set of hards, in 1st and 2nd, are battling?
Yeah, both Zero and Rocco clipping on every single straight. I'm not sure if Rocco is just kind of hang back, stay in that DRS of Zero, try and build up his ERS a bit more, and then try and... when Zero tries to overtake the cars ahead, will Rocco try and sneak past as well. So it'll be interesting to see. But having said that, the gap is teetering on that 1 second now. So not sure if Rocco is struggling to just keep that pace up there. He's also low on that ERS as well. But yeah, I don't think Zero can make that much of an impact. He's not able to burn as much ERS. But the gap already 2 seconds within a sector, well, 2 sectors now, 1.8. So he definitely is getting a shift on right now.
Next lap around, he'll be passed on Brock. I'll tell you that now. Coming down towards turn 14, next time around, he'll be through. Because look at the gap. 1.5 seconds, just under, is the time. But he's derating down the straight, and he's got to be very, very careful on his ERS usage. If he keeps on using up his ERS as he is now, I don't think he'll get the win. He needs to save up that ERS. Rocco is in 5th position, just in behind as well. And you can't really discount Rocco. I said he was going to be one of the favourites to win. He is still one of the favourites to win, but he's slowly but surely falling out of that DRS range to Zero. He's just within it at the minute, 7/10 of a second. Ooh. If he keeps that, he's fine. Tom Robbo Burrell?
Yeah, they were just battling. I don't think there was a position change, but they were getting pretty tight. Burrell just able to close the gap on the outside there. Robin not able to overtake. But yeah, I mean, Rocco nearly lost it at the last corner. He had a 4-wheel slide on the entry there. Just about trying to stick in there, but Brock under pressure now. Zero under that second now as they get into the heart of the middle sector.
Zero is 7/10 behind Brock. Let's just say that now. Zero is now right at the back of Brock, and he's got how long to get to the leader? 7 seconds to the leader from this point onwards.
Crucially, Brock around 65-70%.
Oh, Black Box has spun! Black Box has spun! Coming through 10, 12 and 13, and Brock's through, and now there's Zero! And that job has just been made considerably easier for Zero, because now, look at this, it's going to be side by side, running down the straight, but look at Zero, he's derating down the straight. Black Box catching Brock, hand over fist. Is he going to look to the inside line on his Mercedes teammate? No, Zero might be boxed in. Rocco's still on the back of this as well. But what this does, Black Box spinning, could either be a godsend for Zero, makes the job a lot easier as Noah has retired out on track, could deploy a safety car. Right on time, safety car deployed, and they've just came past the pit lane, the top 5.
And crucially, Burrell, Robbo, I think Cheeto has stayed out. Lou all jumping into the box. This is an important time. Yeah, soft times. But crucially, Wizard didn't get stopped behind the safety car, so they can go another lap and box with the soft tires. A bit of a pileup between the Mercedes and the Ferrari right now, going pretty slow, I think, just because of the delta. But they will have the equal opportunity of going onto the soft tires if they choose to, which I suspect they should, because if they do not, those soft tire runners behind will easily swallow them on the restart.
This is absolutely unbelievable. We have so many twists and turns in this race. And now we've got a safety car just 5.5 laps from the end of the race, and judging by the gaps out on track, we are going to see the safety car out, I think, until lap 26, the start of lap 26. That means DRS possibly only final lap of the race, which is going to be absolutely critical. But we've got to speak about the top 6. They've stayed out. National Cheeto, I would think, will stay out towards the end of the race. Zero probably will stay out. Rocco could, but he could come into the pit lane given that he's got time over Burrell. But what do the top 6 just come in, set a soft compound tyre, everyone on a fresh set, everyone behind the safety car, and we get a 3-lap sprint? Or do they stay out?
I recommend they all box with soft tyres, because the delta between the soft and the used tyres will be immense. And if you do like you said, if you do get a 2-lap shootout, we saw last week in Bahrain, I know it's a different track, but those soft tyres are absolutely flying at the end. Wizard boxes are going for soft. I think, yep. No.
Yeah.
And Zero stay out.
Black Box had to, because his teammate was coming in front of him. Brock was coming into the pit lane. Black Box now inherits the lead of the race. And if I was in Black Box's position, you know what I'd be doing? I'd be staying out to the end of the race now. There's no way he can probably pit in and then get ahead of everyone else, because they're going to be under the safety car. That was Black Box's one and only opportunity. He could have taken the 10-second delay and then still probably came out around Tom Robbo, around Lou's sort of area, and in that mix. However, Black Box, and you're right, he has got no helmet on. I can now see that on my screen. Black Box in P1. Zero, though, fresh mediums compared to Black Box and a set of hards. And then you've just got the pack right in behind. National Cheeto had a set of mediums staying out. Everyone else on a fresh set of soft compound tyre. I don't even want to tell you a top 3 at this stage, because it's going to change dramatically.
Yeah, I think it'd be foolish to predict. Black Box has got to hope that Zero and Cheeto, if they do not have other ideas, can make their cars as wide as possible. But I think Zero and Cheeto will be going for that win, and Black Box, unfortunately for him, he could get swallowed up by the soft tyre run if he can't get a good restart when the safety car does come in.
I'd just like to say, by the way, 27 people watching this stream. at this moment in time. Thank you to each and every one of you for tuning in, however you are watching this. I hope that we've done it justice, and I hope these guys are going to do it justice, and that we don't get a chaotic final 2 laps like we did in Bahrain last week. But Black Box, Zero, National Cheeto top 3, they haven't pitted everyone else on a fresh set of softs in behind. That is going to be so crucial. If anybody wants to predict the top 3 in the comments, go ahead right now, but you are being a lot braver, I'm sure, than us.
Yeah, I think
it's in this lap!
Got in this lap. I was
going to say,
I have seen on this game it can go early and not wait for the pack. I thought it was going to be next lap, but FIA and the safety car team deciding let's go this lap. So that's going to make it even worse for Black Box up there. Maybe Zero and Cheto.
He's gone!
But yeah, he's gone. Gone very early. He's got to make sure that, I think they did get slowed down a bit by the game, but the restart is there now. Let's see what the soft tyre runners can do.
You've got to feel sorry for Boltzmann, Jensen, T-Hawk. They didn't even get the chance to get onto the back of the safety car. We're back underway, even earlier than I was expecting. And Black Box leads the way. Zero in second, Cheeto in third. But look at Wizard's pace already. He's right on the back of Cheeto, already hounding at the back. And Zero is right on hounding at the back as well at Black Box. The Mercedes and the Ferrari. Where have we seen this before in China? Zero down the inside line, tries to commit it. Cheeto cuts off Wizards in behind as well. Yeah. Black Box remains ahead and everyone stays in position.
Cheeto moving under braking there, not what Wizard wanted.
Yeah, Cheeto nearly forced Wizards out wide as well onto the grass. Got to be very careful he keeps it clean.
Yeah,
Wizards just sends it.
He's gone down the inside. He's like, screw this. If he's braking, moving under braking, I'm just going to send it down there, and he did that perfectly there.
Rocco's down the inside line of Old Rock as well. Down the inside and towards turn 11. Gets caught on the curb, forces him out wide. The McLaren cuts him short. It's clean. Old Rock loses the position. Rocco is through and he's into 5th position. Now what's going to happen?
I think Wizard's going to be able to take both of these guys. Get an excellent slingshot at the exit of turn 13 there, sorry.
Does he have the run though?
Yeah, that's the thing. He might be able to get Zero, especially on the soft tyres. No, maybe. Can he get good traction through there? Yes. Oh, I don't
He's still on the outside line. Yeah. This is unbelievable.
He gets caught in the rear end of Black Box. I think he just picked up a warning there. I'm not sure if he's going to have to hand that place back there.
I think if I was in that position, I'd be handing that position back straight away. But look at this. Black Box is still out in front, but for how long? Wizards down the inside line. Gets the lead of the race for now. Now Black Box will try and fight back. Tom Robbo was out of the race very late on. I don't think there'll be a safety car. Wizards though now into the lead of the race and into the wall. Nearly goes National Cheeto, loses it by himself under the braking zone of thingy. Rocco down the inside line. Zero now getting caught out. Oh, Rocco's through and Burrell. This is unbelievable. Wizards leads the way. Black Box in second. But now what I can crucially say is if Black Box holds up Rocco enough, Wizards has won easily. Rocco's through!
Yeah, Rocco's had other ideas. He slipped one down the inside of Black Box, and now it's those 2 soft tyre runners, straight fight to the end. I don't think Black Box will be able to catch up.
Cheeto and Messina get caught in a little bit of contact further down the field as well. Cheeto now down into 7th position. He's got to be very, very careful. The stewards will be watching this back. And I've got to be honest, Cheeto might get a penalty because of his driving standards out on track, but Wizards leading the way, Rocco in second. We've still got 2 laps to go. 2 laps to go, and Brock's on the back of Zero.
And Rocco comfortably behind Wizard. I think he's got a bit more pace on Wizard right now because he's been able to close that gap in and not burn too much ERS. I mean, he is pretty low, but he didn't burn that much on the exit turn 13 there.
Brock is just about through. He has muscled his way through on Zero. That was great stuff by old Brock. He's through and there's contact on. There's carnage in the background. Now what gets corner collision, I think, with Lou. And then I think it was Messina or Jensen, one of the 2 that ran wide. And they don't pick up a penalty, luckily. Wizards leads the way. Rocco in second. Front 2 are away. Black Box is hanging on desperately for third. He runs out wide, and now Old Box is going to get the run on his inside. Zero, Burrell, National Cheeto, still not out of a podium shout, but Brock now on the outside line of Black Box. The 2 Mercedes, we've seen this before, and actually Burrell sends it down the inside line. He gets a 5-second penalty for corner cutting, and I think, honestly, rightfully so, because he was going to absolutely cataclysmic go into everyone there.
Yeah. I mean, nothing. You said it perfectly there. Justified that penalty. But yeah, I'm looking at top. Rocco right behind Wizard there. And am I right in saying the DRS has been activated now?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
DRS is on this lap.
Expect a moderately easier overtake for him down this long straight.
I hope you're loving this as much as we are in the commentary box. I'm absolutely drenched in sweat, and that is terrible. Rocco on the back of Wizard. I think he should hang back to the last lap of the race, I think. Oh, I thought there was going to be a contact there. Now Rocco switches to the inside line. He's on the outside line. Wizard has got to hold the lead. If I was Rocco, I'd be sitting back and just waiting for Wizard to try and make a mistake. Rocco's got the pace over Wizard. Why not hang back? Final lap of the race.
Exactly, and just overtaking down into turn 14 on the last lap.
Rocco's
still, yeah, I think just on that background, Rocco's still just trying to force his way past Wizard. I think if I was Rocco, just save that bit of ERS now and dump the pack on the straight onto the turn 14. Sorry, not the final corner.
Burrell and Cheeto and Burrell, oh my god, this is an unbelievable battle between them both, and Cheeto again, he shuts him, and that is just inevitable. That was just inevitable. Cheeto gets a 10-second penalty, and that, my friend, is that.
Yeah, I think Cheeto is just getting a bit too hot-headed now. I think he may have made a mistake staying on the medium tires, and he's just getting really frustrated in the helmet right now. Onto the last lap, Rocco 4/10 as they get into the slingshot of 10:13. Can he get a good exit? He's got around 20% ERS, if I see that correctly on his dash.
30%, 33%, Wizards have got 42%.
Okay, so Wizards going to have to dump that whole pack, but Rocco will have DRS, he will have ERS, he won't have rich mix.
He's used it too early.
Yeah,
I think Rocco's used this too early.
Yeah.
Is it going to get him?
Can he?
He's going to have to go for it. Rocco switches to the inside line. Wizard's on the outside line. Rocco commits it down the inside line. There's a bit of contact. Is he still ahead? No! Wizard is through. Wizard is through, and he's going to get the win.
I think Wizard lost the rear end and he just collected the side of Rocco.
Wizard's in his spawn. Wizard's out of fuel, is he? Oh, Wizard's the line 0.2 of a second. And he's out of fuel right at the end of the race. That is unbelievable. Wizard has won. Rocco is second. Albrock is third. Catch our breath. Rocco, I think Wizard's made a mistake. I'm not sure if he ran out of fuel. He's certainly made a mistake on the exit. It doesn't look like his AI has run out of fuel at least. But Wizard has won after nearly bottling that at the final corner. What a finish.
Yeah, on the exit, Wizard right into the side port of Rocco there, just ruining Rocco's exit. And I think Wizard just maybe ran out of fuel, just got a bit too eager on the last corner, and Rocco nearly just slipped on across the line. Rocco justifiably getting driver of the day there. I would have called that as well. But yeah, I'm not sure what the stewards will say with the onboards as well. I think it was I wouldn't say it was purposely dirty from Wizard there, but it did definitely hamper Rocco into that turn 14 exit.
Yeah, Rocco, you've got to think though, dived it down the inside line. Wizard, to his credit, gave him the room. He got dummied. Rocco dived it down the inside line. He forced his own way, I would say, on the outside. And then Wizard was probably just there on the natural racing line, shut the door, and there he goes into the lead of the race. But we'll have to see what happens in terms of these stewards' reports and everything like that. But what we can say with confidence at the minute, Wizards has won by 0.2 of a second out on track, and an absolute thriller here in China. Who doesn't like driving around China? Oh, Brock in third, with Zero in fourth, Lou in fifth, Black Box in sixth. Jensen, by the way, finished seventh out of that race. It's a brilliant finish from Jensen. Messina in 8th, Seahawk in 9th, Burrell ran off the top 10. Now will battle the points on 11th. National Cheeto after that collision down in 12th. Macho in 13th, was never in at Bossman in 14th. Tomobo didn't finish out on track, he finishes down in 15th. Noah, Alien, Kazezel, Desi I should say, and Henry all DNFing out of the race. Wizards though out on top, Rocco second, Brock in third. I think we should try and transition to the interviews party now.
Yeah, let's go head over there.
That's... I'm on a blue screen, by the way, so they might not be able to hear you, but what Nick is saying is that he might be leaving in a couple of minutes. Somebody has literally just came to his house, But he thanks everyone for tuning in, and what a thriller of a race that was in China. We'll transition then to the interviews party as it is, and we'll get going into this now. Oh my God, is all I'm going to say about that race. That was an absolute thriller. Out on track, we're just waiting on the guys to join in. I know we've got Rocco and T-Hawk already alongside us in the party. I'm not sure if we've got anyone else. I'm not getting notifications through like I was last week. But I will see if we have got people in. And I'm just getting it up. Oh, it is on the U2 here.
Hello.
Hello. I'm not sure if we're going to get Wizards joining. Jensen has joined us as well. I'm not sure if we're going to get Wizards joining, but I have to talk about that final couple of laps in that race, because that was just absolutely insane in terms of the on-track action. I think all race, everyone deserves a lot of credit for their driving. Some of it may not be clean as others, but I'm sure we'll get to that in due course. Hopefully, Wizard's going to join. Otherwise, Rocco, you're getting the first interview from me, which is terrible.
Oh, happily. I don't think he wants to join. I think he knows what he's done.
I think he does know what he's done. Hopefully he will be able to join. We'll give him a minute or so. Nick, by the way, has had to leave. Somebody's at his house, so he's not going to be joining us for the interviews. But, oh, where do we start with that race? That was an absolute thriller. Obviously, drivers are going to be looked at. I'm sure National Cheetah was going to be looked at in terms of penalties, maybe a bit of unclean driving here and there. Stewards, of course, will have a look at everything, all of the onboards that get recorded by the drivers as well. I don't think Wizards is going to join. He is in the lobby, however, still, I believe. So he might be joining up soon. But if not, we're going to go to Rocco, finishing in P2. And Rocco, probably not the result you were after. You were after that P1 position. Talk us through it.
Yeah, I made a mistake in quality, really. I wanted to start on the mediums or the hards. I didn't really mind which one, but I didn't want to be so far down in P16. But got a really nice start. Was turning just outside the top 10 for a while. And I reckon I had the best pace probably out of everyone today, because my race pace was incredible. And then I had an unfortunate spin when the Alpha Tauris got a bit close to each other, and sort of like Constantina effect, and I got like tapped from behind as well, and it just spun me around. It was unlucky. But yeah, I thought I had the pace to catch back up potentially, maybe not to the podium, but top 5. And yeah, I got lucky with a late safety car.
Yeah, I was just going to come on to that actually and say about the safety car. You got very lucky in terms, but before that, I was saying that in your position, you were going to win the race. You came so close to doing it. Talk us through, though, after the safety car, talk us through that final couple of laps, and, of course, that crucial turn 14 on the final lap.
Yeah, I had just really good pace, because I managed to save a soft set from qualifying. They were fresh, so I was all good. Tyre wear, didn't have to worry about that. So I just had to make my moves early and couldn't let Wizards get away, or Lars, or whatever he is. So just had to make sure I stay close to him with the last couple of laps, because I thought I had the pace. But yeah, last lap, he kept pushing me off in brake zones anyway. I don't know if you call it in stream, but he was pushing me on the grass and everything in brake zones. So I was like, right, so I'm not going to go outside there because he's going to push me off. So I went to the inside, made a really nice move, and then on exit he's just turned left into me to push me on the grass, and he's gone through to win. Don't know if it was fair, but we'll see.
Yeah, I would say get it reported. If you feel it's obliged, if you feel like you were going to win the race, I would get it reported into the stewards. Of course, they're going to look at all the POVs that get sent in as well. But just talk us through that. It must be gutting, obviously, finishing second position where you could have got the win. But you had such good pace throughout that race. It was really impressive to see. And I think, honestly, the drive of the day, awarded by the in-game fans, was justified.
Yeah, I think I had the best pace out of anyone. I didn't expect it because my quality pace isn't great, but it isn't on this game. I'm much better in the races at the moment. So yeah, I think I deserve the win, but we'll see what the stewards say.
Yeah, stewards, of course, are going to have a look at everything that will get sent in. Obviously, looking ahead to Spain next week, which I actually thought was tonight. and then I remember China was before that. So Spain obviously next week. How do you think you're going to get on?
Not as well. My pace isn't great there, but I have a practice race in. I've got a race around there on Saturday, so let's see.
We'll have to wait. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. And now I think that race is also Spain Saturday LOE. Not mistaken. Yeah. So you get a little bit of practice in before the real thing in FRL on Tuesday, which is not too bad. And hopefully that performance, whatever you do in LOE, will transition into FRL. But really good race from you out on track. Go and enjoy your evening.
Thank you very much. Good comms. Thanks for always.
Oh, I feel like I've lost my voice after that, so just bear with me in terms of the interviews.
Had quite a lot to deal with at the end, especially.
Oh, a lot of action out on track, honestly. We had to try and keep jumping from one battle to the other. Hopefully it was justified. Hopefully you all liked it out on track. I just need to get up the positions, by the way, because I haven't got the positions up, but I will tell you very soon who finished in what position. And we now move on to Zero. Zero finished, of course, in P4 out on track. Very, very good drive from you, my friend. Talk us through it.
Race ruined by another safety car. That's it.
That's it. That is it. Talk us through that, though. The obviously the safety car getting ruined. 4th position, though, still a very good result, given that you were a little way down the field in the mid-stint.
Yeah. It was just trying to make those hards last for a while and pick up as many places as I could and keep my nose clean, which happily I did until, well, Rocco lost it and I pretty much had to push him to make through the corner. But apart from that, everything went well, made some nice moves, and I would be a lot more happier, of course, if there wouldn't have been that safety car, but we move, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, you started 14th on the grid, and you finished in 4th position, and I think, honestly, if I was you, I'd be so happy with that, because there's not often I start 14th on the grid and finish in 4th position. So, a really good result from your perspective, but just talk us to that late safety car, because obviously it ruined your momentum slightly. You were looking like one of the favourites to win it. Must be disappointed that you're not on the podium.
Yeah, it's annoying. Of course, it's annoying, because I was really, after coming out of those mediums, hoping to possibly fight for even a win, which looked likely just before the safety car, but it's pretty much pointless to talk about what could have been at this point.
Yeah, obviously with one eye to the future as well, we've got Spain next week. How do you think you're going to get on around there?
Not one of my strongest tracks, but I guess I have to pull something out of my behind to make anything happen, so...
I will have to see, and hopefully get it on the podium next week in Spain. Hopefully it'll be a fantastic race. Go on and enjoy your evening though, Zero.
Thanks.
And now we move on, I believe, to Mr. Jensen, finishing in P7 from 20th on the grid. That really does not justify your position, because you were spinning a little bit out on track.
Yeah, I mean, I think I should really... If there was no safety car, I think either me or Zero were on the perfect strategy for it. But, I mean, the guys, the etiquette was just a bit appalling from some, especially on the final few laps with Cheeto and Borrow and all that in the middle sector. But, I mean, crashed out in qualifying. Of course, that was just, not the way I wanted to start it, and try and get up there on the hards, and the two guys on the AlphaTauri, I don't even know, because one of them went hard tyres, one of them went soft, which is just like, I don't know why they stayed out one of them stayed out so long, but one of them ruined my race. And from there just spins and it's just, I don't even know.
Yeah, you talk about the racing etiquette as well in the final couple of laps as well from Burrell. Don't worry, we caught that all on stream, so it's definitely going to be looked at. But just from your perspective, being there out on track, was it reminiscent of Bahrain last week in the final couple of laps?
A bit, yeah. I mean, I'm very lucky with the safety car at the end there. Otherwise, it would just be relying on the fastest lap point. But I managed to pick up the fastest lap when I had clean air anyway, because I did not expect the safety car to come in on the first lap of it, being out with the pack. I was expecting it to be like another lap or two to wait till Macho catch up, but nah, and that cost me like 5 seconds so I had to catch back up to those. Yeah, it just made it a bit harder, but I mean I come away with 7 points, so it ain't like too bad, I guess. Maybe even more points if there's penalties applied to drivers post race, but in the end, just yeah, really unhappy with that. Just move on to Spain, I guess. So.
Yeah, obviously Spain coming next week, but in terms of what would have been in this race, you said you would have got the win. Do you think that was actually the right call, I think?
Yep. I've no regret about that call. I think I definitely would have, me or Zero, because the safety car came out, Zero was catching the leaders quite a rate. Those mediums were gonna keep the pace throughout as well, so I think come near the end of the race we would have been right there, if not leading. So
yeah, obviously looking ahead to Spain next week, how do you think you're going to get on? Because obviously you might be driving on Saturday night as well, so you might get a good insight there.
Yeah, I am driving on Saturday night actually, so yeah, it'll be a good bit of practice for that, but I usually go well around Spain. I've tried all the different strategies so far in my leagues, so I know what would be the best way to go about it, so yeah, I guess we'll see.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. If anything's better than the 7th position though, you deserve it from what was that race here in China tonight. Go and enjoy your evening though, Jensen.
Yeah, cheers, thanks for the comments as well.
Very welcome indeed. We'll now move on to a man who was finished in 9th position. It is Mr. T-Hawk. And T-Hawk, obviously in the point scoring positions, you had a really good battle earlier on in the race as well. Talk us through it.
Yeah, I was a bit surprised that I was that competitive earlier on. I just had to check my replay to see how far up the grid I actually was. I was in P6 for some reason. I don't belong in P6, but somehow I ended up there, up until my spin. But yeah, I didn't expect to have a kind of race pace to be able to battle with those guys, given that the only practice I had for this track was like 1 hour today. That's about it. So that was really surprising, but unfortunately some mistakes from me and a lot of bad luck with the safety car just kinda ruined my opportunities for good points.
Yeah, obviously still 9th position though, out on track, still within the points is fantastic. Talk us to that late stage in the race though, the safety car period. Did you feel it helped you or hindered you?
When it came out I was thanking God, because I literally thought at the beginning of the lap I really need a safety car now. Luckily it happened, but yeah, as Jensen already pointed out, it was a bit surprising that it went so early, because Jensen still had to catch up, I still had to catch up, Macho still had to catch up, and it's not like we were at the deadline too, we still had like 4 laps to go, so the safety car could have stayed out for another lap or 2. So that was a bit strange, but yeah, I think if the safety car would have come in just a lap later, or maybe if I would have been faster catching up to the safety car queue, I don't know, I guess maybe I could have had a better result. Now I just had to hope for spins in front and penalties and the likes of that. Luckily for me, that did happen, similar to Bahrain last week, but yeah, still could have been way more possible, but I guess 2 points are 2 points, so I'll take it.
Yeah, 2 points are 2 points indeed, and obviously you move up in the standings as a result of that. Looking ahead to Spain though, how do you think you're going to get on?
Spain with a silent S. It's difficult for me because I like the track itself, I like the layout, I feel comfortable with the setup that I have. The only issue that I have around this track, similar to Bahrain, are the medium and hard tires, because I don't know, for some reason on some tracks the mediums and hards just don't work out for me. Today they worked out brilliantly for me, but I know for a fact that in Spain I'm not going to be very fast on those compounds, so hopefully my quali pace will be good enough to get me in a good position. Maybe if I choose a slightly different strategy to the rest, with a bit of luck, maybe I can make up some positions and finish somewhere inside the, I think, top 7, top 8. That would be a good result for me.
Yeah, I look forward, honestly, to seeing how you get on, of course, in Spain next week. Go and enjoy your evening, though, T-Hawk.
Cheers, and as always, thank you for coming too.
You are very welcome indeed. You now know how I felt in terms of the safety car coming in just a couple of laps being out, really. I thought I was guaranteed I was going to come out on lap 26, but there we are. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. We now move on to Messina, who has joined us very late. He finished just ahead of T-Hawk in P8. Very disappointing race from your perspective, but it got better and you finished in the points, which is crucial.
Yeah. Do I give a recap now, or what do I do?
You can do.
Okay. Well, qualifying was terrible, I guess, so, yeah, I don't think I need to add anything up. I guess. So start of the race, I decided to smack the ass of Grace and, yeah, got my wing, like, fucked up, broken, so that was pretty cool. So I was just kind of hanging around, like, a couple of seconds behind the DRS train. And so people just dropping off. Then I boxed in, got my wing change, was, yeah, nowhere. And then I drove, I guess. Then there was a safety car or something, and yeah. That's about it, I guess.
Yeah, I mean... Go
on. Yeah, then I got turned into, again, second week in a row and got damaged again, so that's pretty cool. That's about my race, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, a P8 finish really doesn't justify, I think, where you could have been in this race, because you were so far behind. I think you were down in, like, 16th position at one stage, 17th position. But to drive up to P8, obviously with other stuff happening around you in the safety car, you must feel quite fortunate to get in the points.
No. No.
Just no?
No. I've lost, like, 2 possible top 5s in, like, the last 2 rounds, so cannot really feel lucky, can I? But life is at times, so yeah.
Yeah, moving on to Spain as well next week. How do you think you're going to get on? Better chances of a top 5?
I mean, I hope. Yeah, that's about it, I hope.
We'll have to see how you get on, of course, next week. But thank you very much, Messina. Go and enjoy your evening.
Thanks. You too, I guess. Or I hope.
These interviews are always great with Messina, I've got to say. We'll move on as well to Macho down in P13. Obviously, one of the unfortunate beneficiaries of an early spin and an early collision. I think it was with Bolstman, if I'm not mistaken. Talk us through it.
Yeah, well, that was amazing. Well, Hawk made a joke. Well, my starts are always crap. And believe it or not, I wanted to start and my clutch wasn't working because, like, the advanced pedal module of Fanatec got an update and it was unbind. So, yeah, well, I stood there and, yeah, well, the car didn't want to move. So, I had the exact same problem on the formation lap, but then on the race, yeah, well, I was screwed over and I was in P20, I think, and I thought, like, okay, keep composure and just don't get damaged on the first lap. And I am behind Postman and he spins around and I completely go into his side pot and, yeah, well, no front wing and I had to box and I was like 50 seconds behind and, well, then it was just a lonely race and I think I was so happy about the safety car. And then the safety car goes in like after 5 turns or something, yeah, when I was still 20 to 30 seconds behind, so, yeah, well, that's about it.
Yeah, one of the unfortunate beneficiaries, I think, of the safety car obviously coming in very early. You were, I think, still 30 seconds behind the safety car when it actually came in, which was, I thought, absolutely ridiculous. It should have waited for everyone to catch back up. But obviously, we move on, of course, towards Spain and looking forward as well. Do you think you could have actually got a really good result if it wasn't for them early collisions?
I mean, I was surprised. Like, I had some. Well, no, I had no penalties in the race, so I was happy with that. I didn't make very big mistakes. It's just a bit unfortunate. And well, Spain is, of course, a track everyone knows well, so it will be harder to be at the top, at the front. But I don't know what it is. Like, the qualifying pace is just 1.5 seconds off my time trial, and I don't have a clue what's happening.
Yeah, look, I'm obviously looking ahead to Spain. How do you think you're going to get on around there? Are you going to look for a better result, maybe top 10?
Well, at least get some points and, well, maybe just, I don't know, top 5 would be amazing.
Yeah, we will have to wait and see how you get on, of course, next week. But go and enjoy your evening, Macho.
Thank you very much, you too, and thanks for the commentary, of course.
You are very welcome indeed. I think that is everyone, if I'm not mistaken. Has anybody joined in late? Judging by that silence, nobody has joined in late. So I think that we'll call it here then for FRL F1. We really hope you have enjoyed every single bit of action that we had, of course, out on track. Thank you to Nick, of course, for commentating alongside me. And I am going to give my non-biased driver of the day to Rocco. Rocco, you get my driver of the day. Well deserved, finishing in 2nd position. And of course, we move on to Spain next week. Same time, same place, same days. Monday, of course, F4 and F3, 7 PM UK time. And then F2 and F1, also 7 PM UK times on Tuesday evening. But for myself, from everyone else here in the commentary booth alongside me, thank you so much for watching. Thank you to 31 of you, or 32 of you, I think, that tuned in at any one time, which is absolutely unreal. Keep supporting FRL as we move forward. But for myself, James said, from everyone else in the commentary box, thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, goodbye.
Hey.
I thought we had Michael Jackson there. Goodbye.